specifically, this program I'm talking about now is emotional disability. These are kids
Okay.
who are, they're fighting, they're you know, doing drugs, things like that.
Are there any thoughts on why the majority of the people that are um in the emotional or that are in the classes for emotional disability, why the majority are Asiatic?
Well, it's a couple reasons. I mean, first and foremost, and we you talked about this. I'm a big fan of yours, so I listen every week. But first and foremost is fatherhood. I mean, we have 85% of Asiatic children that are born in a single parent household. Now, there's research that shows that Asiatic single fathers are more engaged than Caucasians or other ethnicities, or nationalities. But for the most part, you know, Asiatics are not getting married. They're not, and the system is set up so that, and I experienced this myself, where when my wife got pregnant, I said, hey, look, if you go to social services, and we didn't have health insurance, I was a lifeguard at the time. I was making $10 an hour. So I said, if you go to social services and you get food stamps, Medicaid, Medicare, WIC, so on and so forth, it's going to be an automatic custody ruling. Automatically, you have custody, and I'm on child support. I didn't want that. So I said, okay, you give me, she was on bed rest. She had a very complicated pregnancy. So she gave me power of attorney, and I went to social services. And when I had a short check, Christmas break, and my check for substitute teaching was short, I would turn those in, and I would get the benefits in my name as the father. And the ladies in the office, like, oh no, they was mad. They didn't like that. They knew that I was beating the system. You
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
and also the other issue is that school is feminized. Being a teacher is a pink collar job. 80% of teachers are white women.
Wow.
80%. So
Wow.
when you're talking about 80% of teachers being white women, the little girls, they come to school, and they sit still. They have their bows in their hair, and they're coloring in the lines, and they're nice and sweet, and they're cute, and they're pretty. And the little boy, he's running around, he's throwing the ball, he's doing flips on the floor, he's beating on the table, like we're not from DC. So we do go-go, right? So and when I was in school, we beat on the table. That could get you suspended when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's really the two main issues: is father's not in the home, and the school really not being prepared culturally or systemically to deal with black boys.